Connecticut is one of the most interesting states to think about from a real estate perspective, but most people considering moving here have no idea how dramatically different an experience it could be based on what part of the state you're buying in. And I mean dramatically different. Connecticut has 8 counties, and in this video, I'm going to walk you through every single one. If you're relocating to Connecticut or just trying to figure out which part of the state you want to live in, this is the first video you should watch. County number 1, Fairfield County, which is southwest Connecticut. It's also known as New York's backyard. If you've ever heard the phrase the Gold Coast, that's Fairfield County. It runs along the southwestern edge of Connecticut from Greenwich up through Danbury. It hugs the New York border and Long Island Sound simultaneously. This is the wealthiest county in Connecticut by a significant margin. You have towns like Greenwich, Westport, Darien, New Canaan, Wilton, Ridgefield. These names carry real weight in the national real estate conversation. Greenwich is essentially an extension of Manhattan money. Hedge fund managers, finance executives. It's even where my friend Steve Cohen, the owner of the New York Mets, lives. People who want significantly more space than New York offers while still maintaining a practical Metro North commute. But Fairfield County isn't just Mansion County. It also includes Bridgeport, the largest city in Connecticut with a very different profile. Same thing with Stamford, which has genuine urban density, a real skyline, and growing tech and financial presence. It's also the head of WWE and Ultimate Fighting. You have mid-range suburbs like Trumbull, Monroe, and Newtown that offer accessible price points while still being inside Fairfield County. What Fairfield is known for is incredible school systems, proximity to New York, sound access, and a culture that is simultaneously suburban and deeply connected to one of the world's most dynamic cities. If you need to stay plugged into New York City, this is your county. Median home prices in 2025 were hovering right around $660,000, the highest of any county in the state. And that number actually understates the upper end because it gets pulled down by the more affordable cities on the eastern edge. County number 2 is New Haven County, where we are shooting this video. It is the main location of Dave Jones Realty. It is the south central coast, the academic and industrial heart of Connecticut. All you have to do is move east from Fairfield along the coast and you hit New Haven County. Historic, diverse, and economically complex. The anchor is New Haven itself, home to Yale University, home to Louis Lunch, the birthplace of the hamburger, home to some of the best pizza in the country. Yale draws an international academic and research community. It funds massive institution investment. It creates a cultural scene that punches well above its weight class for a city this size. It has great restaurants, a genuine arts community. It has Yale New Haven Hospital, one of the best medical centers in the country, and neighborhoods like East Rock, Worcester Square. They're walkable. They're beautiful. But the county is more than New Haven. Milford offers shoreline access at an accessible price point. Cheshire and Wallingford consistently rank among the state's most desirable family suburbs. And Waterbury, in the northwest corner, the county's second largest city, has its own distinct history and opportunity, and a story that I've covered in depth in other videos on this channel. Median home prices in New Haven County in 2025 were hovering right around $380,000. It is genuinely accessible by Connecticut standards, and it reflects a real range from starter homes in Meriden and Derby to properties well into the 6 and 7 figures in Woodbridge and North Haven. It's right for you if you want good quality schools, suburban stability without Fairfield County prices. You could still be connected to Yale, the medical community. If you're coming from New York and willing to drive a little bit further up 95 in exchange for meaningfully lower prices, it might be the one for you. If one of these counties is clicking for you and you want to talk about it in a little more depth, please, my cell phone number is below. It's my actual cell phone number. Send me a text. I love real estate. Helping people get in and out of Connecticut is a passion of mine and has been for 20 years. We would love to talk to you about your real estate needs. Now back to the counties. County number 3 is Hartford County, North Central Connecticut, the state capital, and the insurance corridor. Hartford is also a spot you can come check out a Yard Goats, our minor league baseball team. They are an affiliate of the Colorado Rockies. And also we have UConn basketball, Go Huskies, the basketball capital of the country. Hartford sits in the geographic center of the state and in many ways functions as Connecticut's spine. Hartford's the capital, and with it comes all the infrastructure and institutional employment that a state capital brings. But the more interesting real estate story isn't the city. It's the suburbs surrounding it. West Hartford is one of the most consistently popular towns we hear from when buyers call us. It has a walkable town center, amazing restaurants, top-ranked schools, housing stock with genuine character, and a culture that attracts many different people. Professionals, empty nesters, people just starting out. It's the kind of town that gets recommended by basically everyone who's ever lived there. But just beyond West Hartford, we have Glastonbury to the southeast. It's upscale with excellent schools. We have Simsbury to the northwest, which is more rural and scenic while still practical for commuting. We have Farmington, Canton, Avon, towns along the Farmington River Valley that are quieter, more suburban. And we have Southington, Newington, Wethersfield for buyers who want value and a foothold in the county without a premium price tag. Hartford itself, it's complicated. It's had real economic struggles. It's got crime. It has drug problems. It has all sorts of things you would be expecting with a large city. But it's worth being honest about it. It also has the Wadsworth Atheneum. It has one of the oldest art museums in the country. It has the Bushnell Center for Performing Arts and an architectural legacy that's genuinely impressive. People are investing in Hartford, and their trajectory is pointing upwards. Employment is anchored by insurance. You've got Travelers, Hartford Financial, Aetna. They all have deep roots here, and by state government. Median home prices in 2025 were right around $370,000, which is exceptional value being in a suburban ring. County 4 is Litchfield County, and this is Connecticut's scenic escape in the northwest corner. This is the one people romanticize, and honestly, the romanticization is mostly earned. Litchfield County is Connecticut's largest county by land area. It sits in the northwestern corner of the state, bordered by New York and Massachusetts. It has hills, it has lakes, it has rivers, it has farmland, covered bridges, antique shops, fall foliage that comes out of a movie. This is Connecticut that shows up in all the magazine spreads. The county seat is Litchfield, a remarkably preserved colonial town with a village green that looks like something out of a painting. You also mix in Kent and Washington and Salisbury, Sharon, towns that attract artists, second home buyers, and people leaving New York for a slower pace. Prices in these towns reflect that demand significantly. But the county also has an accessible side. Torrington, which is the largest city, is very accessible. It's a more traditional working class city. There's Winstead, there's New Milford, there's Barkhamsted, there's Harwinton. There's towns where the landscape is beautiful, but the prices are meaningfully lower. Outdoor life here is exceptional. Bantam Lake, the largest natural lake in Connecticut and one of the places I call home. You have the Appalachian Trail, the Farmington River. It's nationally recognized for trout fishing. You have Mohawk Mountain for skiing. Remote work has accelerated what was already happening here. People are willing to drive longer to the train if it means they get to live in a place like this. Median home prices went just over 400,000 last year, which is up about 8%. I have a deep dive video coming on individual Litchfield County towns like Harwinton, New Hartford, North Canaan, Goshen, and more. So if this county's calling you, stay tuned. If you're seriously considering moving to Connecticut and you want to have a conversation about what town and county will actually fit your life and your budget, reach out to me directly. My contact is in the description. It's on this video. I work with buyers across the country and I can help you cut through all the noise and figure out where in Connecticut is in your future. No pressure, just an honest conversation. County number 5 is Middlesex County, the Connecticut River Valley, and a little bit of a hidden gem. Middlesex County doesn't get talked about enough. It sits in the south central part of the state, straddling the Connecticut River as it makes its final run into Long Island Sound, and it has character that's genuinely underappreciated. Middletown is the county seat, home to Wesleyan University, which gives its intellectual and cultural energy that you don't always find in a city this size. It has great restaurants, an art scene, a walkable downtown. Head south along the river and you will hit Chester, Deep River, Essex, among the most charming communities in the state. Essex is frequently cited in national rankings as one of the best small towns in America. There's Maritime Village, preserved 18th century architecture, working harbor. The Connecticut River has retained its natural character. There's osprey, there's bald eagles, there's tidal marshes, and it shapes the feel of everyday life that's hard to put a price on. Inland a little more, you get Killingworth, Haddam, and East Haddam. They're more rural, more wooded settings at prices that are genuinely accessible. The median home price is about $435,000 last year. And in my view, it's one of the more undervalued counties in the state relative to what it actually offers. The quality of life radius here, what's within 30 to 40 minutes of your front door, it's surprisingly strong. And I think more buyers are going to figure it out over the next few years, and the prices will go up. County number 6, that's New London County, the southeast corner of the state, and its character is defined by two things you don't often find together. It has an extraordinarily natural coastline and a massive military and defense presence. The Naval Submarine Base in Groton is one of the largest employers in the state. The General Dynamics division that builds all the submarines, it employs tens of thousands. The Military Industrial Foundation gives New London County an economic stability that's genuinely different from the rest of Connecticut. It creates consistent housing demand that isn't dependent on white-collar commuter patterns. The coastline here is also exceptional. Mystic is one of the most visited destinations in Connecticut. Mystic Seaport Museum is a world-class maritime institution. Old Lyme is famous as the birthplace of American Impressionism. Stonington is one of the most beautiful small towns in New England. And the ferry connection from New London to Block Island and Long Island are a quality of life perk that residents take real advantage of. Ledyard, Colchester, and Salem offer more rural inland options at prices that are genuinely accessible. Median home prices last year were coming in right around $395,000, which is super reasonable for coastal access and quality of life, well below the comparable water access coasts in Fairfield. For buyers where water is part of the lifestyle and not just a nice backdrop, this county is one of the most honest values in all of Connecticut. County number 7, Tolland County, northeast central Connecticut. It is university country. Tolland County's defining features, the one that shapes almost everything else about it, is the University of Connecticut in Mansfield. Go Huskies! UConn is a major research university with a medical school, a law school, and tens of thousands of students and faculty. It's the economic engine of this corner of the state and creates a housing market that's meaningfully different from more purely suburban and rural counties. The towns around Yukon have a mix of university-connected residents and longtime Connecticut people. Vernon is a traditional mill town that's been evolving steadily. Tolland itself is one of the better-kept secrets in the state. It has attractive historic green, great schools, and a price point that makes a lot of sense for value-oriented homebuyers. Commuting to Hartford is still very doable within 30 to 40 minutes, and there's enough local employment that people don't always need to leave the county. The landscape is classic New England, rolling hills, forest. It's not as dramatic as Litchfield, but it's peaceful. It's livable in a way that suits a lot of people really well. The median home price last year was right around $387,000, one of the most accessible counties in all of Connecticut. It's genuinely underrated for what you get. We now come up on county number 8, Windham County, the northeast corner. That is the quiet corner. It's the most rural and most affordable and the most off the radar. You have to drive to get to just about everywhere. Windham County borders both Massachusetts and Rhode Island. No major interstate, no dominant city. The largest town is Putnam, has under 10,000 people, and that's kind of the whole point. That's why it's the quiet corner. This is a county where the 20th century moved more slowly. The old mill buildings in Putnam have been converted into antique shops and small businesses in a downtown that's developed a real following among collectors from across the region. Woodstock is one of the most beautiful towns in the state. Its fairgrounds host one of the oldest country fairs in all of America. Pomfret schools bring an unexpected educational anchor in this rural corner. The outdoor landscape is excellent. You have Bigelow Hollow, Natchitoches State Forest, and the fishing and hunting opportunities are among the best in Connecticut. Remote work has reached even the quiet corner. People from Providence, Hartford, and Boston are discovering you can get a 3-acre farmhouse for what a condo costs in a commuter suburb. Median home prices last year came in at $375,000. That's up nearly 9% from the year before. If you genuinely want land, quiet, a slower pace, and a different relationship with the space, this county deserves a serious look. It's definitely not for everybody, but for some people, it's exactly right. And the price point right now is still one of the most compelling in the state. The county that's right for you depends on what you're actually optimizing for. I've already made a deep dive video on a lot of these individual towns inside of these counties, and there's a lot more coming. If a specific county caught your attention today, I've got a full video on the town you should be targeting inside it. Next, I want you to click here and go to the video that shows you some of the top choices for towns I have for this year. Go check it out. I'll see you over there.